They were on this stream, right? These guys, these HomieInChrist guys or whatever. Or it's like, okay, it's Tucker 1611, HomieInChrist, JackSmack 77, and Your Friendly Hood, right? They were on a call talking about me. And this is shortly after I made the video about Adam Fannin. Okay, shortly after I made that video, these guys came out, and we were having our problems with them, and then they made this video. But let me just show you what they said. Oh, I think it is here. Okay, listen to what this is. This guy, HomieInChrist. He's talking about this whole video was about me. This whole video is like just slandering me. And now they're talking right now. They're talking about how I put down Bob Wilkin, even though like Bob Wilkin is like teaching free grace. But earlier on, they were saying how dispensationalism is bad and wicked and heresy. So why are they now defending Bob Wilkin, who's a dispensationalist? Because they don't care. They don't care about doctrine. They care about closing ranks and protecting each other because they're all part of the same Shill network. Okay, but Bob Wilkin, these four, and Adam Fannin. But watch.
Sorry, homie.
I want to say this. I literally spoke to Adam Fannin from Law of Liberty Baptist Church around 3 or 4 o'clock today.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually brought this up to him. He said he watched the video and he told me how ridiculous it was because this guy's proof was he was standing in front of a brick wall.
No, that wasn't my proof. That was. Oh, I mentioned that. I showed many things in that video. Why I think he's a Freemason. Many things. Okay, the brick wall thing was just one thing. I happened to point it out. But what they're trying to do is reduce everything down to one thing, so that so if somebody listens to them and doesn't check my video, then they'll just believe that I'm an idiot, right? So that's how they do it. But that's just a straight up lie. And Adam Fannin, if Adam Fannin told them that, then that's a lie. And if these two are just working together to defame me, then that's both of them are liars. But that's what I think is actually happening. They're working together to defame me, and they're both liars.
It was because this guy's proof was he was standing in front of a brick wall. This guy is scraping the bottom of the barrel, the bottom of the Raisin Bran cereal box for his doctrine.
So this is what they do. Like they can't respond to my arguments. I made arguments against what they were teaching, and I showed exactly in the Bible why they're wrong. And I showed exactly how it is. They didn't even address that. But what they do is say, "Oh, he got his degree from Raisin Bran College or whatever," and then they just mock you. So they mock you, they misquote you, they lie about you. This is what they do because they are not people trying to teach people the Bible on YouTube. They are shills. They have entered this space to discredit free grace and to neutralize saved individuals on YouTube, to make them teach some bad doctrine so that they will not be useful to the kingdom. This is what they exist for. And Adam Fannin is like them. That's why they linked up, and that's like the fact that these all four linked up to battle me. And they got a call from Adam Fannin. Hey, Adam Fannin. Hey, what's up, man? This guy says he called him up. How he went on his website and called him up. Well, what's the point of that? What is that? How does that disprove what I said? Like, not anyway.
Hey, man. What can I really tell you? Like, you're just a stupid false accuser, and anybody who's actually willing to pick up the phone and call people.
So, like, maybe I'm a false accuser, but they haven't disproven any of the evidence I brought forward. They're just like ignoring all the evidence I brought forward, giving you one piece and saying, "Oh, that's all he said." No, I said tons of evidence, and I've just showed you a ton of evidence just now, and I'm going to show you more. But this is what they do, They try to, and they just say, "Oh, he's a stupid false accuser. He's this, he's that." They just call you names. Right? So their audience is very emotional. They're very young people, and they just listen to this. They get into it. It appeals to their flesh, and they get into this, and they believe it. And that's the strategy here. But anyway, listen to what he says now.
Adam Fannin's number is on his website. You know how I got his number? by going to his website, typing it into my freaking phone, and dialing him up. I mean, I've spoke to this guy several times.
What does that? What does that prove about anything? How does talking to Adam Fannin, the fact that this guy talks to him, like, oh, it's on his website. No, dude, you probably already had his number. Whatever, it doesn't even matter how he got his number. How does talking to him on the phone disprove anything I said? It doesn't. You know, but they're just using this as some, like, for some people who don't think too much or they're not trying to critically analyze what these people are saying. I guess they'll hear that and go, oh, look, yeah, homie, talk to him. That guy's cool, you know? But no, they're both false teachers. That's all it is. And they're also in a network working together to deceive you. Okay?
Times in the past, like, he knows who I am. I know who he is.
Yeah, I've talked to him.
He's not a Freemason.
I've talked to him on Facebook or I talked to him somewhere on the internet. But yeah, go ahead.
I mean,
so this guy's a fool. This guy's a fool. You know, I call people a fool, but listen, I call people a fool after I discount. I show you why they're foolish. I show you why their doctrines are foolish and what based on what they say and what they show in their videos. These guys, what they do is distort my face, make a cartoon about me, a cartoon picture thing about me, and misquote me, lie about what I said. And it's just ridiculous. They can't disprove any of my arguments. They can't actually make an argument from the Bible for what they believe. So this is all they can do is just this type of low info stuff. You know, but listen to this.
I want to say it like this, like, you don't even need to be a stupid initiated Freemason to figure out their stuff. Duncan's Ritual of Freemasonry, free online, free PDF. Literally just every single thing, every bit of the first 3 rituals in Masonry. Not hard to find. But why do you think I know the things I know? It's because I buy books and I read them. Why do you think I know that they say Maha Bone at the 3rd degree, that's the secret password? You know, which, by the way, if I was really a Masonic shill, I should be murdered for saying that, according to the blood.
Look at what he just did. He just showed you stuff that I don't talk about stuff like that deep. How does he even know that? He's trying to tell you he read the book Duncan's Monitor or whatever that thing is. I don't even know what that is. I've heard of it or whatever, but he's read it. Why did you read that? Why do you care about that? And why are you telling us the password or whatever? What is the significance of this? If he was just a normal person, that would have no significance. You know, the fact that he read it, okay, you read it. Who cares? Why is that relevant to this conversation? It's not. But what he is actually doing is telling you that he's a Freemason. He's telling you he's part of it. He knows the password. He's telling you the password. You know? He read the whole book, the whole thing. Now that ritual, all those rituals and stuff, some of that stuff I'll talk about sometimes, but like, how does he even know? He read the whole book? What? And he's like telling you the password? Why are you telling what does the password have to do with this conversation? Like, okay, let's say you read that book. Let's just say that's true, that he read that book. And now he knows that. Why would it be relevant to us to know that that's the password? Well, it wouldn't, right? But it is relevant if he's trying to signal to them through their occult signaling that he is one of them, and also to cast a spell on the listeners. That's what they do. That's why they do their witchcraft thing. It's just like throwing up a hand sign. It's like another way of doing that same thing, you know? So that's what these guys are doing. So let me show you some more slides here. These guys are wicked, man. Anyway, I gotta stop saying that because then it loses my credibility. But anyway, so that's what I want to talk about. That. Oh, by the way, these guys are also denouncing thing. They're denouncing dispensationalism, but they're defending Bob Wilkin. To me, you know, they're defending Bob Wilkin from my attack against him, but they're denouncing this. They're like, dispensationalism is a heresy and all this stuff. But if dispensationalism is a heresy, why would you why would you defend Bob Wilkin? You know, well, what are you talking about? You know, they were going off on dispensationalism. Let me see if I can find that. But anyway, so this is my little collage of all the shills. Okay, this is Tucker 1611. I'm gonna do some more work on these guys to expose these guys. Tucker 1611, the HomieInChrist, Your Friendly Hood, and Jack Smack 77. These guys are all shills. That's why they all linked up just to get me. Just because I put some little comment on Tucker 1611's video. These guys all linked up and said, let's go get Mike. Let's go get Toronto Bible Study. And then this guy made some video again, Jack Smack again, lying again about me. They're wicked. Then this is Matt Powell. He links up with this Adam Fannin character quite a bit. And they're both shells. They both teach, apparently, yeah, they teach this guy teaches reprobate doctrine. Actually, you know what? Bobby was saying that this guy teaches reprobate doctrine. It's true. I knew that, but I forgot about it. Because I was investigating him, how he's linked up with this guy, Matt Powell, a while ago. I forgot about it. But yeah, he teaches, so they teach reprobate doctrine, all kinds of weird stuff. They're not free grace at all. You know? But I guess he's against free grace. But then this guy, what's his name? SFT, what's his name again? Donnie? He's another like shill, man. He's just part of the same network. He'll come on and get all these debates on and confuse people about what they're supposed to believe. And he'll bring on this stuff about dinosaurs and all this weird stuff. And he's also not, he'll sometimes he'll claim to be free grace, but then he's really not. He's actually teaches that you won't leave the faith, and he'll talk about like the mark of the beast and all this stuff to backload. And then you know we already talked about Bob Wilkin, what a shill he is. And this is Ken Yates. See the red and the blue? Red and blue. And then look what he's doing. In the one picture, he's pointing at his temple. That's one of their symbols. The other one, he's pointing at his tongue with the tongue out. That's another occultist pagan thing that they do. It's kind of like Kali with her tongue out in Hinduism, but it's also like from this thing in the Bible where it says, "Who do you stick out your tongue?" You know. So this is why they do that stuff. Okay, the tongue out thing. So they're clearly doing it. They're clearly doing it. Okay. I'm not just making this up. So that's the network, all right. And there's probably others, like I would say Praise I Am is probably part of it. Others like that, but I'm gonna keep investigating and we'll get into the whole web.
Okay. I'm studying the Bible in Toronto. 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 Studying the Bible with Mike and Pat. These other YouTubers are just so trash. Hit the thumbs up if you wanna support. Go follow Mike as he follows the Lord. I'm studying the Bible in Toronto. 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 You better watch out, Mike's calling out the shills. If you're not free grace, you need to sit down and chill. We're not hyper grace, you know we keep it real. Eternally secure, you know that we're sealed. We don't back low, we're not workspace heretics. Mike's not in it for the money, trying to get a lick. They out here selling their souls for a couple clicks. Becoming Freemasons so they can't just get rich. I'm studying the Bible in Toronto. 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 Shout out to Mike and Pat. Check out his channel, Toronto Bible Study. Subscribe and like.